The LX70 is more than a machine. It is our defiance against dependence for too long. We have imported our protection and outsourced our power today. We build our own shield with our hands for our people. This armored truck is proof that Africa can rise, defend, and innovate from within. We are not waiting for permission. We are taking control of our future.
They said Africa could never build its own defense machines. They said African nations would always depend on Europe, on America, on Russia for military might. But today, in the heart of West Africa, Burkina Faso has silenced the skeptics. Welcome to a new era of African sovereignty. Introducing the LX70 SEMI BLINDER, Burkina Faso's first fully home-built armored truck. This isn't a modified import. This is a ground-up, armored beast forged on Burkinabe soil, designed, engineered, and assembled by local minds with a mission: total military independence. And guess what? The entire continent is watching. The West is stunned, and the Sahel has just dropped a strategic bombshell without firing a single shot. You're watching a Frick Vibe News, your home for unfiltered African power stories. If you thought the rise of Africa was just economic or cultural, you're wrong. It's armored, it's tactical, and it has four wheels. Let us dive into the shocking reveal of the LX70 SEMI BLINDER, the symbol of Africa's military rebirth, engineered by a nation that refuses to be subdued. In a secret facility just outside Ouagadougou, under tight military security and guarded by engineers and officers sworn to secrecy, the LX70 SEMI BLINDER was born. This armored truck is not just a vehicle, it's a message. A message to the world that Burkina Faso is done relying on foreign defense contracts, overpriced equipment, and the unpredictable goodwill of geopolitical superpowers. The LX70 was built in response to three pressing needs: rising regional threats in the Sahel from terror groups and destabilizing mercenary forces, Burkina Faso's new military doctrine of self-sufficiency under President Captain Ibrahim Traoré, and most importantly, Pan-African pride. The plan began quietly in late 2023, shortly after Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger united under the ES bloc. Traoré announced the need for a new kind of defense strategy, one that wasn't just tactical but symbolic. Instead of buying second-hand APCs from retired European fleets, Burkina Faso decided to create its own. The LX70 SEMI BLINDER is a light armored personnel carrier, LAPC, designed to transport troops and provide protection against small arms fire, landmines, and roadside IEDs. Key features: steel-reinforced armor plating, sourced from repurposed Burkinabe mining equipment. 4x4 heavy-duty all-terrain drive for Sahelian environments. Turret-compatible roof hatch for a mounted 7.62mm or 12.7mm machine gun seating for 8 soldiers plus 2 crew members. Blast-proof undercarriage, night vision sensors, and reinforced bulletproof windows. Built with 70% local materials. This isn't a cosmetic retrofit of an old foreign truck. The LX70's chassis, engine housing, cabin armor, and suspension were all redesigned with Sahel combat zones in mind. And perhaps most impressively, it was built without a single Western blueprint. The masterminds behind this innovation? A joint team of military engineers from Burkina Faso's armed forces, civilian specialists from the National Institute of Engineering and Applied Sciences, welders, blacksmiths, and vehicle fabricators from the Kédougou Industrial Hub. Captain Ibrahim Traoré personally commissioned the development, allocating a $10 million military innovation grant, funded through savings from cutting foreign military aid dependency. In Traoré's own words, "If we can build weapons of courage, then we can build machines of defense. Our destiny is not imported, it is constructed." This is not just a win for Burkina Faso, it's a wake-up call for Africa. Let's break it down. Before now, African nations relied on Russian BTRs, French VBs, American Humvees, or Chinese Norinco vehicles. But reliance came with strings. Arms deals often came with political pressure. Maintenance depended on foreign parts and technicians. And upgrades were delayed or denied based on global politics. Now with the LX70, Burkina Faso can deploy rapidly, train locally, modify as needed, and most of all, scale production for the entire ES bloc. This armored truck isn't just for Burkina Faso. Niger and Mali have already sent delegations to inspect the prototype and discuss joint production. When the LX70 was unveiled at the Ouagadougou Military Expo, even military attaches from neutral countries were caught off guard. France and the U.S. Embassy declined to comment. The African Union expressed curious admiration, and Pan-African voices across the continent cheered the moment as a revolutionary leap forward. Online, African youth called it Africa's first steel lion, Burkina's bunker beast, and the Sahel's armored pride. Even critics of the AES bloc couldn't help but respect the move. A Nigerian defense analyst tweeted, "The LX70 shows that the future of African defense is forged in Africa, not shipped from Europe." Burkina Faso isn't stopping at one prototype. The government has announced a bold plan: produce 100 units of the LX70 by 2026, train 500 local technicians, export 30 trucks to Mali and Niger, launch Fortress Africa, a military manufacturing alliance under the EES bloc. To facilitate this, a new defense production zone is being constructed in the Bobo Dioulasso Industrial Park. Not only will this create jobs, but it will also give Africa a new military export industry, one driven by sovereignty, not subservience. Beyond its steel frame and tactical specs, the LX70 is a symbol of something bigger. It's the African equivalent of the Soviet T-34 or the American Sherman, a vehicle that isn't just about war, but about defining a new era. Ibrahim Traoré's government is using the LX70 to boost national pride, create new technical careers, reduce reliance on Europe, and ignite African innovation. In classrooms across Ouagadougou, kids are now drawing tanks not from NATO, but from their own country. That shift in mindset is worth more than 10,000 rifles. The world didn't see this coming, but we at Afrique News have been watching closely. Burkina Faso's LX70 SEMI BLINDER isn't just a military machine. It's an announcement, an armored declaration that Africa can design, defend, and dominate its own future. To every African child who ever believed they could build something great, this is proof. To every soldier fighting for a liberated Africa, this is backup. And to every nation still doubting the rise of the Sahel, this is your warning. Africa builds now. Africa defends now. Africa leads now. You've been watching Afrique News, where Africa's voice roars the loudest. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more breaking updates on the continent's rise. And remember, this is just the beginning.